There's no time to waste. I've got all my inside me. This is how legends are made.
Radio stations this month. What is now WSBZ Cruisin' 98.3, the group's Shelbyville station, signed on the air for the first time on November 25th, 1997, from studios on West Route 16 in Shelbyville. For all of its 25 years, 98.3 has featured Shelbyville and Shelby County programming, including Shelbyville Rams sports, the Shelby County 4-H and Junior Fair, and countless live broadcasts from various town festivals and events. WSBZ continues to have studios in both Shelbyville and Taylorville. Many first and second year hunters hit the woods and forests in the state for the opening weekend of firearm deer hunting. The new or nearly new hunters are part of a wave of people that started up during COVID to get outside and explore a new hobby. Dan Skinner, Forest Wildlife Program Manager with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, says after getting hunters out for the first or second time, the work then begins to keep them coming back year after year. The next weekend of firearm hunting season is December 1st through the 4th. Retailers and shippers across the nation plan to hire hundreds of thousands of seasonal employees this holiday season, but the Better Business Bureau says there are others saying they are hiring but are not on the up and up. Employment scams continue to put people at risk both locally and nationwide, so the Better Business Bureau has some advice to protect yourself from scammers. Better Business Bureau investigator Donald
Taylorville Tornado Sports on the Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 FM, W241CF Taylorville, 107.5 FM, W298CD Shelbyville, 107.9 FM, W300EH Pana-Nokomis, and streamed at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com are brought to you by First National Bank, McClure Hellberg Insurance, Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Taylorville Vision Source, the Senior Citizens of Christian County, CNB Bank and Trust, Kirby Real Estate, the Christian County YMCA,
Brandon Bible with Country Financial, Taylorville Memorial Hospital, Advanced Title Group,
Landmark of Taylorville, Scooters Coffee, Nykus Floor Coverings, and Jennifer Franklin, Brian Keel, and Ashley May with the Kathy Gar sales team at the Real Estate Group, all in Taylorville, and your farmer-owned Dairy Prairie Farm.
Taylorville Tornadoes are going to do it today!
Hello everyone, Leroy Kamola here with you alongside Brandon Janoska, bringing you what should be an exciting game this evening. I've been looking forward to this game all week, and really, when you look at this matchup, This might be an early candidate for Game of the Year, at least on the surface. Both Taylorville Tornadoes and Rochester Rockets come into this game 4-0. The simple solution to this is that the winner of this game will win the holiday tournament. But there's so much more riding on this game as far as both these teams and what the future holds for the potential of where these teams could end up. Again, Brandon Janoska alongside myself, and I tell you what, Taylorville Tornadoes came into this game with a big win against Mount Zion. Mount Zion creeped up close yesterday, but thanks to some huge heroic efforts from Kylie Heimsness, Taylorville Tornadoes were able to come away with the win against Mount Zion.
Yeah, able to pull away. 53-41 was the final, as Taylorville able to pull it off and set up this matchup of a pair of 4-0 teams, and that was despite their leading scorer on the season, Addison Tarr, having a relatively quiet game, finished with 8 points, which isn't a bad day, but for her, it had 17 in each of the last 2 coming into that one. Only had 2 points at the half, and those were both on free throws, so expect to see Addison Tarr with a better performance here today. They're going to need her to step it up against a tough Rochester team, and like you said, could be matchup of the year. 2 great programs going head-to-head early in the season with a tournament championship on the line.
Well, I talked to Macy Fleming and Addison Tarr before the season started. Macy and Addison said they had 2 games that were circled on their calendar. The game against Lincoln taking place a little bit later, and this one, the game against Rochester. Both teams kind of knew, like, hey, we know that this game is going to have huge potential moving forward. But looking big picture-wise, and that's something that we're always trying to do, this is a big stepping stone for Taylorville. You know, Taylorville a couple years ago, they won about 3 games in the whole season. Last year they finished 1 game above 500, and this year they're expecting big things from a team that's very young. They have 1 senior, Olivia McCullough, and really are looking for some big monumental shifts in the way that the Vol Conference is, and potentially what Taylorville could do in the playoffs. You know, they're coming off a big run in volleyball and would love nothing more than to come off a big run for basketball as well.
Definitely. A lot of these same players were on that volleyball team, so they know what it's like to be under pressure in a game. Obviously a different game, but they know that this is a good program, and now they want to prove it to everyone else in the conference and everyone else around the state that Taylorville is legit, and they can do it by beating a tough opponent here tonight against Rochester.
And if Taylorville wants to beat that tough opponent in Rochester, they're going to need some big games from some of their big stars. We need to have a big game from Addison Tarr. We need to see Aubrey Kitzman hitting the 3 every once in a while. We need to see some other players stepping up and really being key to this run. People like Macy Fleming and of course, Kylie Heimsness. For the Rochester Rockets, they're no slouch either. They got some big names. Kaylin Reed broke 1,000 points as a senior for her career. She broke that earlier this season. She finished with 21 points versus Jacksonville. Emma Dixon also having a big game against Jacksonville. She finished with 13 points, and Taylorville's going to need to figure out a way to slow down this attack from Rochester, because Rochester can shoot the 3 whenever they want it.
Yeah, those 2 seniors that you just named. Look for Dixon in the paint. That's where she thrives. The big, tall 6-footer in the paint. She's the Maisie Fleming role for this Rochester squad, so be sure to look out for her collecting rebounds. It's going to be a good battle between her and Maisie Fleming, trying to collect those rebounds throughout this game. The senior in Dixon, and you mentioned Kaylin Reed, got that 1,000th point earlier this tournament. She is going to be where the Rochester offense thrives.
And I'm telling you, I can't say enough good things about Kaylin Reed. I've watched her play the last couple of years, and the few times that Taylorville's gotten to play against Rochester, and she is a athlete. She is a pro. She is fantastic, and Taylorville's going to have their work cut out for them if they want to slow her down. Not saying that Taylorville has any slouches. I mean, this is a dangerous Taylorville team. We know it. We know what they're able to do. We know what they're capable of doing. We're just so excited to be able to bring you this basketball game. And for Taylorville, again, they're going to need to see some big games from Addison Tarr. I've been watching her warm up today. They're looking good already here in warm-ups. I mean, it's pretty good watching him warm up.
Yeah, she knows she had an off day yesterday. I'm sure she hit the gym early. She worked on that shot, and she's doing it here today. She knows she wasn't happy with yesterday's performance, so expect a big game from her, a big bounce-back game. And if you're going to have a dud, might as well do it before tonight's game. And good, that shows the depth of this team. A good job by Taylorville to still come out with a win, and a relatively big win there, a 12-point win yesterday over a good Mount Zion team. So to be able to pull that off despite your top scorer having an off day, that shows the depth of this Taylorville squad.
It really does. Were you able to talk to any of the players last night at all?
We weren't, not after the game.
All right, well, we're going to try to get in touch with a few of the players or coaches tonight after tonight's game. Again, the winner gets the tournament championship and the big game riding on the line. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have much more coming your way from Tommy TV and from WTIM, your information station, as we get ready for Taylorville Tornadoes versus the Rochester Rockets.
Now's the time to order your new 23 vehicle or choose from over 400 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships. General Manager Bill Pinkston here from Landmark Taylorville, your GM Super. You can now order your 23 model car or truck, including the Refresh, Chevy Silverado, and GMC Sierra. Let us help you choose what 23 will work for you, or let us find your next pre-owned vehicle from our family of dealerships. And yes, we will still
smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Up and down the court, shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
Now's the time to order your new 23 vehicle or choose from over 400 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships. General Manager Bill Pinkston here from Landmark Taylorville, your GM Superstore. You can now order your 23 model car or truck, including the Refresh, Chevy Silverado, and GMC Sierra. Let us help you choose what 23 will work for you, or let us find your next pre-owned vehicle from our family dealerships. And yes, we will still buy your vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Your GM Superstore is Landmark Taylorville, online at landmarktaylorville.com. And remember,
building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are things Country Financial stands for. We're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through town. We're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of our community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. Since we're already neighbors, let's get together and chat. Call me, Brandon Bible, your local Country Financial representative at 217-287-2332 to talk about the things that are important to you and how we can help you protect them.
I want more than a healthcare job. I want to work where I feel valued.
I want a place that helps me grow my career.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final game tonight will feature the Rochester Rockets and your Taylorville Lady Tornadoes. At this time, would you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
66. We can keep your farm growing. Jared Beckham here, Vice President and Chief Lending Officer at
First for the Rockets of Rochester High School. At one forward, a 5'6" senior, number 24, Cadence Ferris. At forward, a 5'11" junior, number 25, Ellie Geegan. At forward, a 6' senior, number 55, Emma Dixon. At one guard, a 5'4" sophomore, number 10, Taylor Offer. And at the other guard, a 5'6" senior, number 32, Kaylin Reed. The Rockets are coached by J.R. Bedoris. Let's meet the starting lineup for your Taylorville Lady Tornadoes. At one forward, a 5'11" sophomore, number 23, Addison Tarr. At the other forward, a 6'4" sophomore, number 32, Maisie Fleming. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 24, Kylie Heinznes. At guard, a 5'4" junior, number 2, Aubrey Kitzman. And at guard, a 5'1" senior, number 4, Olivia McCullough. Lady Tornadoes are coached by Hayden Eldred, assisted by Kevin Kitzman and Tad McCullough. Officials for this contest are Terry Williams, Eric Williams, and Bob West.
Slow first quarter, so we'll see if Taylorville's able to get off to a hot start here right off the bat.
So Emma Dixon will jump against Maisie Fleming, and Fleming's got about 3 inches on Dixon, but I tell you what, this is a big jump right here. Taylorville all in white, Rochester all in orange, and we are ready to go. Taylorville will be going left to right in front of us. Passes out to Heinznes, and we are underway, and Taylorville wants to see 2 points right off the bat here. Here comes Kylie, drifts over to her right-hand side. Quick shot to Kitzman, who fakes out the defender, but unable to hit the 3, and it's going to go the other way. Absolutely juked out Taylor Offer out of her shoes. Here comes the attack of Rochester. Reed, quick shot out to Offer, in and out. Macy Fleming with the rebound, and nothing. 7:37 here, both teams had a shot.
Offer had a good look, just rolled on out.
Addison Tarr getting up top to Kylie Himes. This is to the right over, feeding it to Aubrey Kitzman. Kitzman bouncing over to her right, lobbing pass over to Macy Fleming, but gets knocked out by the tall Emma Dixon. And I'm telling you, those are 2 very tall women playing high school basketball.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of time in the air, plenty of time for Dixon to come over and knock it out.
Looked like a punt. Kylie Himes, this left wing. Feeding it to Addison Tarr. Turns around, has a little bit of room to shoot, and she does. She's too strong, goes in and out, but Tarr able to pick up the rebound right in front of the Rochester bench. She drives the lane, up with it, no good again. And now it's going to go off of either Fleming or Tarr, one of the two, doesn't matter, as it's Rochester ball.
Both teams just a little off on their shot so far in the early going, about a minute in.
Well, and I would imagine both teams are pretty amped up regardless of whatever you want to say. Coaches can only do so much. You still have to go out there and play the game.
Yeah, they know how big this game is for both programs.
Taylor off her left-hand side, now up top. Reed around the horn, feeding it over to the late Cadence Ferris. Now under the basket, Offer. Dixon drives baseline to Maisie Fleming. Has to kick it out as Fleming shut down the lane. Here comes Reed, her first shot of the night, no good. Now the ball is up in the air and they're not able to get the rebound. Rochester picks it up, back out. Reed drives lane, has a little bit of room, tries to go around Fleming, hands it to Dixon, but Dixon could not handle it. Ball gets kicked out up top. And now Rochester tries to reset Dixon into the paint, and then basket shot and good from Ellie Geegan. And not the way that Taylorville wanted to start that, as picking up a foul will be Taylorville's Addison Tarr, her first, team first.
Chance for a 3-point play now for Geegan. Just great ball movement on Rochester's end, able to get some rebounds as well.
So here's Geegan's first free throw. That's up and good after about 6 bounces.
Makes it a 3-point play.
So here comes the Taylorville Tornadoes, and now they're facing a full court press. We'll see if they're able to beat that as they get it down to Mason Fleming. Fleming, throws it away. Tried to get it to Olivia McCullough, but breaking in there was Cadence Ferris. Right-hand side, that's Taylor Offer. Offer starts her dribble over towards the right. Getting into Cadence Reed. Reed over the corner. And Kaylin Reed, such a dangerous shooter. Taylorville has to really keep an eye on her. Under the basket, that's Offer. Offer up top to Reed. Reed has Dixon on the left, instead feeds it to Geegan. Geegan turns, shoots, no good, just hits off the backboard. Himes is right there to get the rebound.
Not on this possession, but the last one, they had a full court press. That's something Mount Zion did a lot yesterday.
Taylorville has not done fairly well historically against the press. As Tara takes her first shot, takes a friendly Taylorville bounce and goes in. That's 3-2.
Off the front of the rim and in.
So here comes Rochester trying to answer back. That's Dixon, right, left wing. Getting it over to Offer. Taylor Offer, corner over to Geegan. Geegan up top, Kaylin Reed. Reed, back to Offer. Offer nearly had it blocked by Aubrey Kitzman on the pass. And now Rochester throws it away and holding her hands up like, come on, this Cadence Ferris.
Yeah, they've had good ball movement, just an errant pass right there, but Taylorville needs to find some way to step into these lanes.
Such a good game so far here early. 3-2, 4:55 left here in the quarter. Macy Fleming over to Kitzman, who had room, changed her mind. Now takes a couple steps and gets over to Tar. Tar on the right wing, feeding back over to Kitzman, who was wide open for a three. Nails it. Aubrey Kitzman with a big three. And we said at the beginning of the game we needed Aubrey to hit some threes. And there's one right off the bat, Brandon.
Yeah, and it'll be good to see her heat up a little bit. Had some space as soon as she was able to get it off quick.
5-3, and here comes Aubrey Kitzman on a steal. Tries to go up with it and gets fouled. Kitzman waited to try to see if she could get to the defender. Taylor Offer to jump. Offer did, then came down hard on top of her.
And it might even be Reed who picks up the foul.
Yeah.
Both of them were back there with her.
It will be a turnover, I guess. To call the foul on, I don't know. I don't think they called the foul. I think she stepped out of bounds. Regardless, Rochester has the ball. Offer over to her up top of the key, feeding it to Dixon. Dixon being guarded by Kitzman. Now back over to Cadence Ferris. Ferris to Offer. And Offer to Geegan over the left corner. Caden Reed under the basket. Does not go. Instead kicks it out. Now a three. No good. And Rochester gets the rebound. Taylorville's going to have to get some rebounds here. You cannot give Rochester second chances like that. Offer. Ferris. Then back to Reed. Now in under the basket to Geegan. And over the left-hand side for Dixon. Dixon being double teamed. That gives Offer some room, and Rochester has to reset, and Taylorville's fired up. Reed left side for Dixon. Dixon being guarded by Maisie Fleming, and that gives that gives some room for Kaylin Reed, who airballs the shot, and the Taylorville crowd is fired up here early.
It goes off of Rochester, so Taylorville ball. But yeah, you mentioned it. Taylorville has to start winning some of these boards.
At some point, it's going to catch up to you. It might not catch up to you now, but there are too many second chances for Rochester here early.
Dangerous offense.
Maisie Fleming bringing the ball down now. High pass over to Aubrey Kitzman. Kitzman trying to break the screen, the press. Right-hand side, Tar has a little bit of room. She shoots a three in. Addison Tar with a big, massive three. That's just what the back order. And it is 8-3 Taylorville lead, and Taylorville crowd fired up here as Taylorville looks to go 5-0. Left-hand side. Caden Reed. Reed trying to drive. Cuts baseline. No room, and again kicks it out. And Reed just being absolutely just mutilated down there. And now ball is loose, out in the air. Picked up by Kitzman. Kitzman off to Kylie Heinzes. Heinzes on the right-hand side. She holds. She shoots a three. And no good. Too strong. Left-hand side. Goes out of bounds. Rochester ball.
We mentioned pregame that Taylorville has had a few quarters, first quarters where they've been off to slow starts. That's not the case so far today. They came ready to play.
Timeout taken by Rochester, who needs to make some adjustments. And now you start to see the chess match, Brandon. You see a little bit of, okay, this is what they showed right off the bat. Let's change things up. Let's create a little bit of a rift in the waves and try to see if we can't do something here to change stuff up. Taylorville leads 8-3 with 2:34 left, and two big threes from Madison Tar and Aubrey Kitzman. We said at the beginning of the game Taylorville was going to need to get off to a hot start, and so far, at least so far, it's looked semi-decent. I want 4 quarters of this.
Yeah, it
we
was
need to play 4 quarters of this pressure.
definitely. It was Rochester who struck first with a 3-point play, but it's been 8 points from Taylorville since then.
Ellie Geegan, the only Rochester player to have points so far. She has 3 of the 3. Again, very early in this game. Please do not take it as anything other than what I've said. Early in this game. Here comes Elise Day, who's checked in. Day over the side through the hands of Ellie Geegan, and again, another break for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, that one just right through the hands. The pass was there.
The press is on, and Taylor was going to need to figure out a way to break this. Kylie Himes to Aubrey Kitzman. Reed and Offer creeping up. Gets their left-hand side. They do break the press. Now finally over to Kylie Himes. Taylor was Hallie Lois checked in. Long 3 and a good 3 from Aubrey Kitzman. NBA-style 3. And another timeout. Full timeout taken by Rochester. And it's 11-3 Tornadoes. We're going to take a 30-second. We'll be right back. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court. Shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
And welcome back to Taylorville, Illinois. I want to thank the senior citizens of Christian County, Scooters Coffee, and of course, don't forget to join us for our Brandon Bible Country Financial Player of the Game. Taylorville really needed a quick start, and they've already forced Rochester to take 2 timeouts on 2 straight possessions. You know you're doing your job when that happens.
Kitzman and Tar have combined for all 11 points so far, 5 for Tar and back-to-back threes for Kitzman, 6 points on the day for her. But it's working so far with just over 2 minutes left in the first, an 8-point lead, and that's 11 straight points for Taylorville. Again, Rochester struck first.
Holly Lois still in. She's the only non-start. Oh, I take that back. Also in is Leah Champley. High pass over to Kaylin Reed over in the far left corner. Bounce pass is nearly picked off by Kylie Himes. Instead, Dixon picks it up. Kaylin Reed drives up with it, and too strong again. And Hallie Lois gets the rebound over to Kylie Himes. Himes is off to the races. She runs over to her right-hand side. Now slows down. Now speeds up again, driving on Reed. Kylie Himes versus Kaylin Reed. On the right-hand side. Turns, spins, shoots, no good. And that is a foul. And she will go to the line to shoot 2. Go ahead.
Champley with a chance to add some points here.
The foul is on Dixon, her first, team first. So far, and I say this hesitantly, so far a very clean game here in this first quarter. Champley's first free throw, good. And if you're going to come off the bench, if you're going to be in the game, hitting free throws is a great way to assure that you can stay in that game.
We talked about the pressure that Taylorville might be under, knowing that this is a big statement game. Rochester has just as much pressure, and so far Taylorville's handling it better.
And most of these players, as Champley makes both free throws, most of these players know their roles on the team, right? They know what their job is. They know what they're supposed to do. So anytime you can do a little bit more, you make your coach happy. Coach Hayden Eldred doing such a fantastic job with this squad as Dixon drives on Fleming, and Fleming doesn't let her score. Fleming got a hand on that basketball, and they're going to have to reset. Left-hand side. Trouble for the Rochester Rockets, and the foul comes in. An off-the-ball foul on Taylorville. And feel free to send me your hate mail for that.
That'll be Himesness who picks it up. That's second team foul for Taylorville.
Oh, she's going to yell at me. Don't yell at me, Kylie. It's not my fault. Left-hand side. Rochester, Taylorville up 13-3, 55 seconds left. Left-hand side for Day. Struggling, Dixon over to the right to Offer. Offer runs into a wall. That leaves wide open 3 for Elisa Day. And Day had plenty of day. Light to shoot that.
That 3 snaps a 13-0 run for Taylorville.
And if you can do 13-3 runs all day, you will take that. Champley over to Himes to stop the key. Himes, this is Hallie Lois on the left-hand side. Fleming on the right. Fleming sets the screen, to which Hines just goes around, but Dixon right there. That leaves Fleming wide open. Takes the shot too strong. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Rochester ball.
Off of Champley as they both went up for it. Champley got the last touch.
Pause for a second for Kylie Adams' entire shoe. Taylorville leads 13-6, 18 seconds left, and if you're the Tornadoes, you gotta like that score.
Definitely. Rochester with the ball. Expect them to kill the clock and take the last shot here of the first.
So here comes Kaylin Reed, who has been auspiciously quiet. Left-hand side for Elise Day. And now stolen away by Hines. Hines is up to the race. She throws up. That was no good, yeah. Even, that wouldn't have counted, I promise you. She shot that way too late. Red light had already shined when she shot it, but the point still stands. At the end of the first, it's Taylorville Tornadoes 13, Rochester Rockets 6. We'll be right back right after this.
Win up to $250 just by decorating your
Rochester. Case Ferris bringing the ball down, getting over to Reed over the right-hand side, then back to Ferris. Ferris being guarded by Aubrey Kitson, who tries to steal the ball away, able to hang on to his Ferris. Taylor being very aggressive on defense, and so far it's been working out. Left-hand side for Delaney Ferris, and Ferris being guarded by Fleming. Taylor pressing up just a little bit, another pass, another out of bounds. And save the ball again.
Yeah, this is not like the Rochester we've seen in previous games in this tournament. Just miscommunication, throwing the ball where there should be a player, but there isn't. So
it's got to be just Taylorville playing better than what they've seen so far. McCullough, Fleming gets slapped. Oh, bad. Yeah, Maisie Fleming got hit pretty good in the back of the head.
Appears to be okay.
I just don't like those shots. I get it.
Yeah.
Man, you got to take such abuse when you're playing center. So that foul is going to be on the right-hand side. Sorry, Elise Day. And now here comes the other way. Reed, baseline, over the side to Dixon. Dixon fakes out Champley and kicks it over the right-hand side to Ferris. Ferris over to Dixon. Dixon again on Champley, pushing Champley out of the way. Up with it, not even close to the rim. She turned and just put it up and just hit the backboard, nothing. So here comes Kitzman. Champley's like, Dixon's like, I can't do a thing. And now Dixon steals it. It's Dixon on Kitzman. Over to Reed. Reed drives, and now Reed wanted to foul on that one. Kitzman pulled her down. Instead, Champley, still nothing. Struggling with it. Ball finally loose over the top, and somehow Kaylin Reed comes away with it. Reed getting over to Ferris. Ferris up top to Elise Day. Day over the left-hand side to Ferris. Ferris and under the baskets. Dixon! Finally, Dixon gets it in.
Rochester had numbers on Taylorville at the start of that possession and just were unable to hit the shot initially. Finally, Dixon with her first points.
So here comes Champley, and Taylorville will take a timeout. That might just be hey, let's not lose sight of what we're doing here.
Yeah, you went on an 13-0 run, but it's still only a 5-point game, and this is a good offense that when they can get it going, they can come back in a hurry.
There was a lot that was going on that last possession, and again, it boils down to the fact that I really want to see Taylorville stop these second chances. If they miss a shot, I need to see better boards from Taylorville.
Yeah, and I mentioned that Rochester had numbers initially. It looked like a 2-on-1 if they were quick. The missed shot initially, and then Taylorville was slow coming back, so on the rebound, they still had numbers. It was then 3-on-2. Rochester still had numbers under the hoop and were able to get that board.
So here comes Aubrey Kitzman getting the ball into Kylie Himes to get things going. Taylorville leads 13-8 here, 6:22 left in the first half. 2-0 here in the second quarter, as Taylorville has not yet scored here in the second quarter. They'll try here, big shot, no good, air ball from Taylorville. From right, Jesse Wright, now it's gonna go the other way, quick. Oh man, stepping on the line and out of bounds is Elise Day, and Taylorville might have caught a break right there.
Yeah, Day was led a little too much, but I think they're gonna call a foul on that one against Himesness. That's her second.
So Himesness picks up her second foul. Now Reed with the ball over the far left corner, being guarded by Kitzman. She'll drift over towards the right, getting it over to Day, and then down to Ferris, who throws it away to Mason Fleming. Fleming to Tar, and here comes Taylorville. Taylorville leads 13-8. Tar taking it the whole way from coast to coast with the bucket. 15-8. Reed, bounce pass over to Day. Back to Reed, being guarded by who else but Kylie Himesness. Reed motioning for movement, kicks it over to Day on the right-hand side. Bounce passes under Ferris, and now good backdoor, Dixon puts it in. And the last person you want warming up is Emma Dixon.
Yeah, and that's where she makes her money, in the paint.
So here comes Kitzman off to the races. She drives the lane, throws up a prayer. Again, a favorable Taylorville bounce. We kind of joked a little bit earlier about the Taylorville boys not getting any favorable bounces. So far, the Tornado girls have been. Left-hand side, number 3 taking air balls for Ferris. Asking Tar right there to get a rebound. And so far, rebounding better this second quarter. Tar thought about shooting a 3, changed her mind, kicks it over to right up top to Kylie Himes on the left wing. Kylie Himes is bringing the ball down to the right-hand side, and the top stops at the top of the key. Still dribbling though. Has Tar and Fleming on her left and right. Sets the screen. Dixon comes around. Now Himes is still holding on to it. Bounce passes it over to Tar, who hands it right back. No, fakes it. Now she does. What is this, football? She absolutely fake handing it off. Here comes Tar, drives baseline, tries to go, doesn't have any room, but Jesse Wright does, and Wright misses a 3. And now Dixon comes away with the rebound eventually. Here comes Reed, she drives, up and in, good. There's Kaylin Reed's first points of the game, comes 12 minutes into this basketball game.
Beautiful drive, 2-step drive into the lane to finish.
5-point game, Himesness, right wing, feeds it to Fleming, pushing back Ferris, turns, tries to go up a bit, doesn't have any room, but Kitzman does, and Kitzman hits the 3.
Her third 3 of the day.
My goodness, so here's Reed again. She's trying to take things herself. It's a floater, and she's got 4. 20-14.
Able to keep her quiet in the first, but heating up.
Again, the last 2 people you want heating up are Reed and Dixon. Kitzman, though, big 2 for Kitzman. About as far away from a 2-point basket as you can have.
Yeah, Kitzman is on fire right now. 13 points.
22-14 for the Taylorville Tornado girls. Right-hand side for Reed. Feeds it Dixon, has trouble with it. Comes away with it though and kicks it back. Left-hand side for Day. Day back to Reed, and Reed being guarded by Jesse Wright. No room, has to get it out to Ferris in the far corner. Ferris nearly has the ball stolen, she could travel. I thought they were going to call Kitzman for a reach-in, but instead it's the travel, and Taylorville will take over. What a game. The highs on this game have been immense.
Yeah, just frustrating Rochester so far on offense.
22-14, Taylorville leads, 2:58 left in the first half. Been 2 very good Taylorville Tornado quarters. Probably the best basketball we've seen in a while from this Taylorville team. Left-hand side for Addison Tar. Tar did not have a great game yesterday, trying to do something today. Gets over to Champley, and there's going to be a travel. Champley turned and brought luggage with her, and she'll pay the price. Didn't even fly first class, Leah. So here comes the Rockets. Rochester that always has such a very good football team. Basketball team slowly starting to improve here. Nice little friendly rivalry between these 2 schools, as they're only about 25 miles apart. Oh, good block from Tar in the back. That leaves Dixon though with the ball. A second chance to rebound again. Right-hand side for Day, and then back up top around to Reed, through over to Taylor Offers. Check back into the game. Back to Reed on the right-hand side. Bounce pass is over to her right, now bounds. And once again, Taylorville will catch a break.
Yeah, errant passes just hasn't been clean so far this half for Rochester.
Seems rushed, right? Like it seems like it's like they're over trying.
Yeah, and no shot clock, remember, so
yeah,
that's not a reason to rush.
Heinses over to Tar on the left wing. Lob pass over to Champley. Tries to go up with it, she'll get fouled. And Brett Hoach for Rochester, that's a J.R. Bedoritz livid with that call.
Yeah, tried to drive through 3 different players.
Yeah.
May have been a light foul, but...
And to be fair, again, referees don't, I'm telling you, referees don't really like to call a whole lot, especially when the offensive player is trying to get the foul, but that one was just too noticeable. But I would have called it on the second one, not the third, as Leah Champley gets another free throw. She's 3 for 3 from the line.
The only player other than Kitzman and Tar to hit points today.
I don't care how they do it, as long as they do it. 23-14, 1:55 left. It's going to be a 10-point game. And no, Macy Fleming gets the rebound. She tries to go up, and she'll get fouled. And I'm telling you, it is so tough to guard a player like Macy Fleming. I'm glad she's on our side. Let's just put it that way.
It's Egan who picks up her first foul, and yeah, it's impossible to cover a person like that. And this is her first one, too strong.
So here we go. Fleming will try again here as Olivia McCullough checks in for Kylie Himes and gets a good standing ovation. Here comes Fleming's free throw. Bounce and good. Hit the back part of the iron and bounced way up in the air and then came down. It's a 10-point game. Macy Fleming has her first point of the night. Ferris feeding it in. Up with it and no good. Shot gets blocked by Keegan's shot gets blocked by either Fleming or Tar, one of them. And now Tar off to the races. She's up with it, no good. Fleming right there. Put back, no good. And taken away by the Rockets. Here comes Reed. 24-14, less than 90 seconds left in the half. Getting over to Offer. Feeding it under the basket, no good. Shot blocked again by Taylorville Tornadoes. Now everybody's sliding around the floor. Ball's loose. And out of bounds will be Rochester ball.
That ball off of Kitzman, out of bounds. And yeah, so far Rochester has dominated these rebounds, dominating possession off of and second chance points. But Taylorville is just hitting their shots, especially Kitzman.
Nothing to show for it at all for their work. Rochester's working out here. Don't let, if you're not watching this game and you're listening to it on the radio, Rochester's working for this. They just don't have a whole lot to show for it. Right hand side for Offer. And now the ball gets stolen, stripped away by McCullough, I believe. Here comes Addison Tar. She's out to the races. Tries to go up with it. No good. Too short. And now everybody hacking each other and a foul. But who is it on?
I believe they're going to get Kitzman.
And they are. That'll be Kitzman's first. Team fourth.
After Reed came down with that rebound.
I'm telling you, it's been a very physical game here so far. The refs, for the most part, letting them play. Reed, left-hand side, hanging over to Ferris. Being double-teamed by Fleming. That leaves wide open. No good from Keegan, and here comes Tar with 38 seconds left. Will Taylorville wait for the last shot, or will they go? Looks like she's trying to go. Turns. It's over to Kitzman. 3! No good. Short. Fleming with the rebound, and now a foul. A foul. Coach Modera's on the jump ball, which would have been Taylorville ball anyway, but
instead it sends Fleming to the line.
Oh man. I don't necessarily agree with that foul call, but I'll take it.
Delaney Ferris picks up her first foul.
So here comes Fleming back to the line. Her first free throw, no good. And man, if you want to be critical of any part of Mason Fleming's game, you need a little bit better on free throws.
1 for 3 so far today.
But again, very easy for me to say sitting over here on the bench. Too strong again, but Tar picks it up. Oh, ball gets knocked away. Picked away by Reed. Reed off to the races. 23 seconds left. Right-hand side. She tries to go on McCullough. Doesn't have any room. It cuts out on the far left wing. And now Rochester will reset with 15 seconds left. Gotta hurry. Over the right-hand side, over to Ferris. Ferris to Offer. Offer being guarded by Kitzman. Then over to the left-hand side. 2, Dave. 4, 3, back door. Blocked. And now that will be it. And now everybody falls down and no shot. And that is how the quarter will end.
Yeah, if they wanted a shot, it was Day who picked it up, Elise Day, who had a chance but went with a pass instead of a shot if they wanted a last-second buzzer beater.
Coach Medeiros not happy at all, came racing out onto the court and gave the officials a little bit of lip, and then one of the refs asked if he wanted a technical, and Medeiros said, I'm just walking to my locker room. But regardless, the score still stands. We've reached halftime. Taylorville 24, Rochester 14. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
'Tis the season for giving.
model car or truck, including the Refresh, Chevy Silverado, and GMC Sierra. Let us help you choose what 23 will work for you, or let us find your next pre-owned vehicle from our family of dealerships. And yes, we will still buy your vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Your GM Superstore is Landmark at Taylorville, online at landmarkattaylorville.com. And remember,
want to increase the value of your home, modernize the look, and get high-quality flooring without the high price tag? This is Blake Richardson at Nykus Floor Coverings in Taylorville. We have a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, tile, and the very popular waterproof luxury vinyl plank. Visit our showroom today. We would love to see you.
Huge investment, probably the biggest of your life. Huge decision. Who's my realtor? Easy answer. Curvy Real Estate. Joe and his agents have been living, eating, and breathing this stuff for years. Curvy knows how important this process is to you. That's why your research, combined with Curvy's knowledge, energy, and effort, make a powerful partnership that'll land you in the home you really want. Buying or selling, you'll get the feeling Curvy's got your best interest in mind. Because they do. See them on West Springfield Road or online at curvyrealestate.com.
Well, what a first half for the Taylorville Tornadoes. We joked that we needed to see 4 full quarters for the Tornadoes, and so far we've seen 2 very good halves, as Taylorville really has done a very good job of just isolating all of the troublemakers for the Rockets. They gave up 6 in the first quarter and 8 in the second, all while doing damage themselves. 13 points in the first quarter and 11 points by my calculations. Yep, 11 in the second. And man, just what the doctor ordered. Aston Tar having a great game so far, but Aubrey Kitzman has carried this team. 3 threes from them.
Yeah, and a pair of field goals on top of that leads the way with 13 points. And on the other side, we talked about the 2 big playmakers for Rochester, and Kaylin Reed and Emma Dixon, 4 points each.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I just, I love a 10-point lead. I want it bigger. I don't trust. I mean, I'm telling you, a Rochester team like this is just so dangerous because they have the ability to flip stuff so quick. The speed of Kaylin Reed, the height of Emma Dixon, and a couple threes, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point game. And I'm just telling you, I want this. I want to win this tournament. I want to go to 5-0. I want to see great things. But I need 2 more quarters. I need 16 more minutes of solid 100% basketball.
Yeah, and a great first half, like we said, for Taylorville. But there is one big thing that was an issue, and that was recovering boards, getting those rebounds. Rochester dominated, weren't able to capitalize on those second chance points, though, and that's why Taylorville has the lead. But if Rochester can continue to grab all those rebounds, that's how they're going to come back in this game. So that's one thing that if you're Taylorville, you want to see improvement on in the second half.
And this is something that has kind of bitten Taylorville all season long so far. If I would talk to Coach Hayden Eldred before, right now, if I grabbed him right now and I'd say, what's the biggest issue that's been plaguing your team throughout this 4-game stretch? I guarantee he would say second chance rebounds. Rochester has done a fantastic job of boxing out, and despite the height size of Macy and Addison and then a few of the other players, they just have not been able to get rebounds off these boards. And I don't know what it is, if they're just being out hustled or what, but they're not getting these rebounds. And too many second chances are going to come back at some point this season. Maybe not now, maybe not in a week, but at some point this season, there will be a game where second chance rebounds come back and bite you in the butt. Yeah, there are some tough opponents still remaining on Taylorville's schedule, and this is a team that has their sights set high. They have some high standards. They know what they're capable of, and they proved it in the first half that they're capable of going toe-to-toe and having a lead, a 10-point lead, double-digit lead over a quality opponent. And given Taylorville's schedule and the teams that we know that they have to face, this is a big deal for this Tornado program. A Taylorville Tornado women's basketball team that's looking for success. We know how great they were in the late 90s and how good those basketball teams were, and this team has a chance to do a lot of the same things that we've seen the Taylorville lady basketball do. And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, a young team that only has a very bright future. Yeah, it definitely does. All their playmakers, or majority of their big playmakers, are going to be coming back next year, and some even another year after that. So this is a bright future for Taylorville, and still another half to play here today, but definitely a great start. You have to be happy if you're a Tornado fan. So here comes the Rochester Rockets coming in, and for Rochester, they're going to need to see their playmakers get back into this game. They're going to need to see Kaylin Reed get more than 4 points. They're going to need to see Emma Dixon get more than 4 points, and see that's just it. Like they have to if they want to get back into this game. And start making some of these second chances that they have. For Taylorville, what are they going to be? We said it a little bit to limit the second chance rebounds. What else do the Tornadoes need to do if they want to hang on and win this game? Really continue to dominate possession. They've done a nice job. They've moved quick, and they've controlled the ball. They haven't had many sloppy passes overall. Sometimes the shots don't fall, and they're getting outplayed on the boards. That's the big thing so far, but they're not throwing the ball away. We've seen Rochester a bit sloppy on their passes so far in the first half, but Taylorville, that can't be said for them. They've been clean, they've been crisp. Well, and you look at this Rochester team, and you see the talents there. They absolutely have it. It feels like almost the pressure, like maybe the pressure is just a little bit too much. They have not had, the schedule, they've had a couple decent opponents, but this is obviously both teams' toughest opponent that they've had to face so far. And so far, Taylorville has shown that they're up for the challenge. We're going to take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll have third quarter action. Listen to WTIM, your information station. We'll be right back right after this.
'Tis the season for giving. The Christian County YMCA is partnering with the Taylorville Food Pantry. Fill a paper grocery bag full of food and join the Y for no money down. Your activation fee and first month dues in November are waived. All food donated by Wednesday, November 23rd at 9 a.m. will be donated to the Taylorville Food Pantry to help families enjoy a bountiful Thanksgiving. All other items donated will be delivered on Thursday, December 1st. The Y for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
One thing that I was very impressed about was Taylorville was doing a very good job of handling the full court press in that first half. They struggled against it in Mount Zion. And nice to see that they're able to break it here tonight against Rochester. We'll see if they're able to keep going here in this third quarter as Kylie Hines gets the ball over to Olivia McCullough, and we are ready to go. McCullough on the right wing tries to get over to Aubrey Kitzman, over the left to Kylie Hines. Hines back to Tar. Tar over to Fleming. Fleming backing up her defender. That's Dixon on her and running out real estate. Has to get rid of it. Gets over to Kylie Hines. It's not Aaron pass. The Hines was able to corral. Hines is back over to Kitzman. Kitzman holding on to it. Feeds it back to Fleming. Turns. Now tries to take a step forward. Tar drives the lane. And good. And the Fleming to Kitzman. Fleming connection over to Tar is successful yet again. That chemistry level, ridiculously good. Left-hand side for Kaylin Reed, and around the horn, back up top to Cadence Ferris. Ferris back over to Day, and Day around the horn, down to Dixon over the far right corner. It's double teamed by McCullough and Fleming. Left-hand side for Keegan. Keegan takes 4 steps, and will get called for traveling. Yeah, 100%.
Definitely, and that previous possession, Fleming to Tar. Fleming's been doubled throughout most of this game, most of this tournament really, but did a nice job finding Tar, who was able to finish.
They've done a really good job of shutting down Fleming all season long. The problem when you do that, though, is Taylorville has too many weapons that you leave open when you double team Mason Fleming. Oh, Kitzman has a bad turnover, and picking up is Dixon. Gets it over to Reed, and Rochester resets 26-14, 6:36 in the third. Right-hand side for Taylor Offer. The bounce pass is in, and has her shot blocked, and Tar blocks Dixon's shot.
Goes out off of Tar, but a beautiful block.
So here comes Reed to inbound the ball. Again, 12-point game, 6:29 left here in the third. Feeds it up top to Offer. Offer drifting over towards the left, hands it off to Reed, and Reed resets. Over to Offer in the corner. And up top, high pass, Reed corrals it. Kaylin Reed, over 1,000 points for Rochester. And anytime anybody can get over 1,000 points for a basketball team, that's nothing to sneeze at. Drives baseline, no room, but plenty of room, and no good on the shot for Cadence Ferris. Here comes Tornadoes. Tar, right-hand side, she goes up with it, has the shot blocked, and a foul is called. Tar will go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's Dixon picking up her third foul.
So here comes Tar to the line, and Tar, a fairly decent free throw shooter. Agrees with me right there. Makes the first one.
Makes you look good when you say she's good at free throws and then hits one.
That's what I need. I need when I say it, I want it done. Darn it. Tar lines up for his second free throw. Shot is up. Good as well.
Makes you look real good when she hits them both.
I said it. It's real.
So if they're going to blame you for fouls, they have to thank you for the free throws.
Free throws. That's all I want in this crazy world. Cadence Ferris. Left-hand side to Offer. Offer back up top. Reed. One-handed pass over the left-hand side, now far corner for Geegan. Reed drives between, oh man. And Reed travels. Helped up by both Tar and Fleming.
Hines is not creating any space, not allowing any space for Reed in this game.
And Taylorville has shut down these lanes. They keep trying, and there's nothing there. Here comes Tar. She tries to break through 2 defenders. Double team, bad timeout called. Yeah, Coach Hayden Eldred absolutely making the right decision there. And Coach Bedoris had him. He had them all lined up. They were all blocked. There was nowhere to go. And
yeah, both Reed and Dixon doubling up on Tar, and good timeout. There's timeouts where it's like, all right, whatever, you overthink it and stuff. Yeah, that is quality coaching right there. That's a good timeout.
If you were going to call a timeout, that's the one to do it. Luckily for Coach Hayden Eldred, it was all on that side of the ball. Because I tell you what, there are times where it's over here where you're literally frantically screaming, asking for that timeout called.
And they just don't see you.
Yeah, but they get it right there, and Kylie Hines will bring the ball in front of the scorer's table. Have you ever been on that side of the game? I'm always over on this side, Brandon. You ever scored a game before?
I haven't scored a game, but we were at the scorer's table when I worked Windy City Bulls.
Yeah. Here comes Kitzman.
Just a little further down their table.
The amount of work that those guys do, it's insane. And they're like just the help that they give each other. Floater pass to Tar from Timester, tries to go up with it, stolen away by Dixon, and a rare turnover for Addison. 28-14 though, Taylorville in confident control here in the third, despite only having 4 points. Reed up with it, and she gets the first 2 points for Rochester this quarter. 28-16, now Reed steals it again, and I was saying, as Reed gets 4 points now, and that's 28-20, now here comes Carr.
And simple mistakes against a good offense like this will hurt you in a hurry, as Reed just showed that. 4 points in quick succession.
Ferris is going to get called with a foul. That's Cadence Ferris. So now here comes Himes to inbound it. Kylie has Addison Tar, gets it over there, and there we go. Tar really close to that line. Bounce passes over to Kitzman. Lobs it to Fleming. Pushes the defender back, no good. Gets her own rebound, tries again. That time gets it. Fleming's had a quiet start to her season, but it doesn't help when you're literally double teamed the entire time you're on the floor. Left-hand side for Reed. Feeding it over in the corner down to Ellie Geegan, and up top, back to Reed. Around the horn, then down to Dixon on the right-hand corner. Dixon up top, around, now still trying to find some open room. They do, and Taylor Offer hits a 3. And all of a sudden, it's a quick 7 points in this quarter, and it's 30-21. Here comes Kitzman. Taylor led up for a second. Fleming, good, and Fleming gets it back with 4 points of her own.
Rochester a little slow getting back, Fleming in an open layup.
Right-hand side, high coast-to-coast pass, nearly picked off by Kitzman. Drives baseline, no room for Geegan, but room for Offer, who misses the three-pointer. And now off the hands of Fleming, saved by Rochester, and now tipped off over to Reed up the top of the key. Reed driving on Kitzman, gets it over to Offer. Offer back over to Reed. Reed thought about shooting a three, changes his mind, cuts forward a few steps, and hits the jumper. Reed has 10 points now in this game. Himes this no-look pass over to McCullough. McCullough off to the races on the right-hand side. Feeding it over to Tar, and gets it over to Fleming. Pushes back on Dixon, leaving a wide open backdoor for Kylie Himes, who nails it.
And again, just miscommunication left Kylie Himes wide open, easy layup.
34-23, Taylorville stops the bleeding for the moment. Left-hand side for Offer. Keegan handing it off and blocked. Shot was blocked. Ferris' shot was blocked. Tar gets the rebound. Mason Fleming, another block. Tar, another layup. And now defense is gone. Both teams just shooting at free will. 36-23, and a big hole for Rochester to overcome, as Taylorville had a great first quarter. It's really been the difference maker here so far. This third quarter, teams have been even. Block shot, and ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Rochester. The Rochester crowd wanted a blocking foul.
Taylorville able to outscore Rochester by 7 in that first quarter, as you mentioned.
And let's catch our breath for a second. 36-23 in favor of Taylorville. 13 points for Kitzman, 13 points for Tar. On the other end, for 10 points for Caden Reed. Speaking of Reed, she has the ball. Right wing, drifting up towards the top of the key. High floater pass to Geegan, and Geegan too short to be able to pull it down, despite an acrobatic dive for it. It'll be Taylorville ball.
You mentioned 10 points for Reed, 6 of those just coming in this quarter.
Yeah, my goodness. And we talked about Taylorville's need to shut down Reed and Dixon. And for the most part, they have done so. As Hallie Lois getting it over to Leah Champley. Champley over to Kitzman. Tar on the left wing. Tar drifting over towards the right at the top of the key. She needs a little bit of help. She gets it. No, it's stolen away. Thought she had help. She did not. And Reed's right there to steal the ball. And now Champley will pick up a blocking foul as she forced Reed out of bounds. Hallie Lois is first. Sorry, I said, yeah, it was Hallie Lois. I knew who I was looking at. Sorry, Hallie. Top of the key for Taylor Offer. High pass, and up top. Rochester just throwing the ball around. Elise Day had a big three in the first quarter and been quiet ever since. Driving, Reed up with it, too strong, off backboard, and now a push will come in on Taylorville, I believe.
Yeah, as Reed went up for that ball, they're going to say she was pushed in the back.
And that foul is on Tar, her second.
Yep.
And again, if you're this far into the game and you only have your second foul and you are the main playmaker in this game, that's good. Day, right side, high pass, picked up by Reed, more like corralled by Reed, if she was able to save it. Wide open shot, too strong, no good for Ferris. Picked up by McCullough. Here comes Olivia McCullough, the senior, bringing the ball down the right-hand side. Feeds it over to Tar. Tar on the right wing. Three-pointer, short off the iron. And stolen away by Elise Day. Down to Ferris, puts it in, gets fouled.
Nice job just going coast to coast by Rochester.
Goodness. Both these teams showing why they are where they are. Keegan gets fouled and will go to the line.
Keegan scored the first points of the game on a three-point play. Hadn't scored again till now, and a chance for another three-point play.
And McCullough will come out, and so will Tar. Coach Hayden Eldred doing a fantastic job substituting and keeping these girls fresh. Playing in a tournament is always tough when you have multiple games in the day or multiple games really close together, and making sure that the girls keep their legs fresh this early in the season, especially coming off volleyball where a lot of these girls were after Keegan makes the three-point play. Coming off of volleyball, it's tough. It's absolutely tough, and Coach Eldred has done a good job with it so far. 10-point game, minute left in the third.
Keegan with their second three-point play, as I mentioned, of this game, makes it a 10-point game.
Kylie Himes is the Tar, and the pressure is on as the full court press is there. High pass picked up by Hallie Lois to Fleming. Fleming would have had her pass blocked as Dixon matching Fleming size for size. Shoves it out to Hallie Lois. Had a Champley bounce passes to Fleming. Fleming to Kissman, up with it, and good. Aubrey Kissman backdoors and puts it in. Her first points in the quarter.
Good left-handed layup under the hoop, able to finish.
Taylorville hovering around this 12-point mark. Reed thought about shooting a three, changed her mind, left-hand side. Only a couple threes for Rochester here so far. There's another one right there. Called it before it even happened as Caitlin Reed nailed it.
Yeah, as soon as that left her hands, everybody in this court knew that was in.
And now a step on the line for Kylie Himes, and they wanted to foul on that one for forcing her out of bounds and did not get the call.
And we mentioned it, this is a good offense, capable of hitting threes and capable of making a comeback. It's a 9-point game right now. Rochester with the ball with 14 seconds.
And I tell you what, if this was the fourth quarter and the score was like this, I still might be a little bit nervous. So here comes Kaylin Reed, top of the key, holding for the last shot with 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5. Being guarded by Kissman, left-hand side, that leaves a wide open shot. No good, too strong. 4, offer, up with it, and Reed that doesn't hit. So 2 misses at the end for Rochester. It's kind of been the story for Rochester here. Has been their open chance misses that they've had. They've had a few that just have not fallen. We're going to take a quick, actually let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Taylorville Tornado Basketball on WTIM. Your information. Fourth quarter, 15 seconds off the clock. Offer over the corner, Geegan, good. Geegan was wide open on that right side and were able to hit. Oh shoot, doing stuff that I can't even pay attention to what's going on. Himes has a pocket pick Reed out to the races, up with it, and good. And the last thing you need is Kalen Reed warming up now. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Now trouble for Taylorville, out of bounds, and Taylorville ball. Rochester fired up here, and it's a 5-point game.
Quick start for Rochester after outscoring Taylorville 15-14 in the third quarter. Making a quick push here to make it a 5-point game early in the fourth.
Taylorville has to do a better job of breaking this press. Kitzman, left-hand side. Taylorville, the better team here so far. I would easily argue that. And really, it's just been one of these things where they just cannot let Rochester creep back into this game. Fleming under the basket, turns, hook shot, good.
Just using her height, able to get it up and over.
Left-hand side, that is Elise Day, then Reed and Day playing keep away. Top of the key, long pass over the far right side for Offer, bounces it through, and now has plenty of room. Reed wide open, doesn't take her shot, instead kicks it over to Offer, does, no good, bounces off the mark, and now Heimson gets charged with a foul, and Kylie can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a tough foul to take, but it is the right call as she went up for the ball, and Heimson's just a little bit of contact from behind. And for Heimsness, that's her third personal of the day.
And she's got to be careful. They need her in this game, the rest of this game. 3-point shot taken, no good. Fleming with the rebound, and that's just what the doctor ordered. Here comes Kylie down to Leah Champley on the left wing, then over to Fleming. To Heimsness, 3, and good for Kylie Heimsness.
Had Fleming in front, creating a little bit of a screen. And Heimsness able to use that space and drill it.
And I said it, man. They're going to need to keep her in this game. She's too important. 43-33. Offer on the left-hand side through Reed, then to the corner is Elise Day. Then back up top to Reed, being guarded by Heimsness. Geegan turns, tries to get some room. Instead, Aubrey Kitzman picks it off. She kind of spun her way into turning it over. Right-hand side for Tar. Tar cutting over, doesn't have any real estate. Bounce passes out to Kitzman, who breaks the defender. Now tries to go herself. Shot taken, no good. In and out from Heimsness. And now the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Rochester ball, and Coach Hayden wanted that.
That's one of those situations where a ball goes out and both teams are pointing in their direction trying to get the call, and it's Rochester who benefits from the call here.
5:40 left in regulation, 43-33. And while Taylorville has had control of this game, please don't act like Rochester doesn't belong to be here, man. They have been, this game is much closer than what the score shows. Right-hand side for Offer. Up top to Reed, then feeding it to Dixon. Dixon being guarded by Kitzman. Wanted to reach and foul. The crowd did not get a call. Now up top to Reed. Back over in the corner to Day. Under the basket is Keegan. Now Taylorville wanted to travel. Instead, Kitzman will just say, or Tar will just say, give it to me. Tar steals the ball. Left-hand side for her. Driving on Keegan. Right-hand side for Champley. Has some trouble with it. Himes is right there to pick it up. Floats it in Tar. Takes out a defender. Turns, spins, shoots, puts it in. And a timeout taken. Oh, no, she stepped out of bounds. She stepped out of bounds. I'm not sure what happened there. I was writing the score down. She stepped out of bounds, Brandon.
And just like that, it's going to be Taylorville ball.
I don't understand what happened there. The Taylorville will take over and now turns it over. Kylie Himes gives it to Geegan. And here comes Reed.
Looked like a good break for Taylorville, but instead gave it right back.
Foot race is on. 3-point shot taken through the hands of Tar. And jump ball. It's going to be...
Should be Taylorville ball.
Taylorville ball. I could not talk. I knew what I was pointing at.
You pointed. For anyone listening, he did point in the correct direction. The words just didn't come out.
Timeout taken. Full timeout taken for Taylorville. Taylorville leads 45-33, 4:39. Let me try to see if I can find some of my words. We'll be right back. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Now's the time to order your new 23 vehicle or choose from over 400 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships. General Manager Bill Pinkston here from Landmark and Taylorville, your GM Superstore. You can now order your 23 model car or truck, including the refresh Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. Let us help you choose what 23 will work for you, or let us find your next pre-owned vehicle from our family of dealerships. And yes, we will still buy your vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Your GM Superstore is Landmark of Taylorville, online at landmarkoftaylorville.com. And remember,
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are things Country Financial stands for. We're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through town. We're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of our community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. Since we're already neighbors, let's get together and chat. Call me, Brandon Bible, your local Country Financial representative at 217-287-2332 to talk about the things that are important to you and how we can help you protect them.
And welcome back to Taylorville basketball. Your Lady Tornadoes lead 45-33. The winner of this game will win the tournament, but more importantly, move to 5-0. Tar, 2-point shot, no good. Offer knocks it away. Now it's off to the races. Under the basket, up with it, no good for Keegan. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Rochester. My name is Eric Lamola. This is Brandon Janoska. Glad to be able to bring you tonight's basketball game. Hope you're having a great time. God knows we are.
Definitely. Taylorville had a 9-point lead at the top of the quarter. Rochester with 4 quick points, but Taylorville scored the last 7.
Reed drives in, shoots a jumper, no good. Right there to put it back in, no good on Dixon. And now slaps everywhere, no call. Up with it again. Now finally, shot gets blocked, but there is a foul finally called.
Yeah, Dixon just dominating the boards there on that possession.
Well, and Dixon runs into the same problem that Maisie gets, right? Just a tall girl in the center that's going to get hacked to death trying to go up for the shot.
That's Heimsness with her 4th personal foul, so expect her to come off in just a moment.
She'll come back in for the last 2 minutes of the game. That'll be it. As McCullough does check in for Heimsness. First free throw was good for Dixon. Her first points this half. Again, Taylorville really needing to keep Dixon as she makes both those. Taylorville really needed to do a good job of keeping Kaylin Reed and Emma Dixon quiet. And so far, for the most part, they have done so, as that's not wood, but I don't have any near me.
Yeah, Reed has heated up quite a bit here in the second half, up to 15 points now. Both her and Dixon had 4 at the half, so 11 points in the second half for Reed. Dixon just up to 6 points now. But yeah, this is a capable offense of making a comeback, putting up quick points, as we saw right at the top of this quarter.
And to put it in perspective how great Rochester has been this second half, Rochester scored 14 points in the entire first half and 14 points in the third quarter. So yeah. I'm telling you, this Rochester team can heat up at any minute. They are a very good team. And I'm stressing this because it's so important that Taylorville plays this last 4 minutes just as strong as they played the first 4 minutes of this game.
Yeah, definitely, and they've done a nice job because while Rochester outscored them in the third quarter, it was only by 1. But Taylorville able to hold on to that lead and keep it right there.
So here come the Rochester Rockets out as they try to get back into this game a little bit, find themselves down only by 10, which again seems like a lot, but I'm telling you, the game is much closer than what the score shows. Taylorville bringing the ball inbounds. Here comes Kitzman to Tar, and here comes Tar down the road. Left side for her, Addison Tar going on offer. Right-hand side, feeding it over to McCullum, who's in for Heimsness. McCullum gets a good screen, has room. Thought about shooting a 3, waited too long, and has to kick it out to Tar. Tar fakes out a Rocket, and now misses and picked up on the rebound by Dixon.
Yeah, you talk about holding on to the lead. It feels like 10 points isn't enough. It's almost like a football team playing the Kansas City Chiefs. No lead is really good until that final whistle.
Offer on the right-hand side, feeding it to Reed. Up with it. No change for mine. Keegan goes, and Keegan will get fouled by Fleming, and absolutely 100%. And believe it or not, that's Maisie's first foul.
That was a good play by Reed to get rid of that ball, as it looked like her shot was going to be blocked. Tar was all over her, able to get the pass off and allow her teammate to draw the foul.
So that will send Ellie Geegan to the line, and Geegan will shoot a free throw for the first time where she didn't score. Free throw is good.
Now 3 for 3 from the line for Geegan.
Although her line does look 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So technically, if she misses this free throw, she keeps up the same pattern that she has going. Free throw is up, and she makes it. No, Leroy, not yet, bud.
No, perfect on the free throws for Geegan.
45-37, and Rochester not going away. Here comes Tar. Cross midcourt, 3:27 left. Tar holding on to it. Left-hand side for Kitzman. Kitzman being guarded by Offer. Kitzman now dribbles over towards the left-hand side. Tries to get it over to Tar, wide open the free throw line, and no good on the free throw. Front iron bounces away harmlessly. Here comes Rochester. Offer, right-hand side. Quick play up, and Reed puts it in, and all of a sudden, it's back to a 5-point game.
Now, we talked about how not getting some of these boards could hurt Taylorville. That's an example of it right there, as that's going to allow Rochester a chance to make a comeback. If Taylorville's not able to get those rebounds, it allows a missed shot to go back to Rochester, and they're able to go down court and come back, chip away at that lead.
And for Rochester, they're outscoring Taylorville so far 10-8 here in this fourth quarter by my calculations. And I'm telling you, as I said 45-40, it's 45-39, so there's an extra point there. But for Rochester, they're down by 6 with 3 minutes left, and this is still anybody's game.
That's plenty of time. Just a 2-possession game. As we've said, this is a team capable of hitting the 3, although they haven't hit a 3 recently. Rochester hasn't, so see if they start to take a few more chances. 3 minutes, though, is still plenty of time to drive and get down court and just continue what you're doing. And Kaylin Reed, after 4 points in the first half, she's up to 17 now for the game.
And Himes is back out on the court. I would imagine that Coach Eldred said, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, 4 fouls already for her. The only other one somewhat in trouble, Addison Tar with 3.
So here comes Kylie Himes getting some instructions from the referees. And a lot of times, whenever you see that happening, a lot of times they're just explaining to them, like, hey, you got the whole line, or hey, make sure you're doing this and not doing that. They try to help them. You know, it's the young ladies trying to learn the game. Tar tried to take off. Trouble with it. Thought about going up with it. Does go up with it. No good. Now, no call made, and now it's going the other way. Wide open is Offer, and puts it in, and it's 45-41.
And that was in the hands of Kitzman. They just ripped it away.
Now stolen away again. Offer to Reed, and Reed will get fouled and go to the line, and Rochester fired up here as they find themselves down by 4.
And Taylorville just falling apart a little bit. Kitzman had that rebound in her hands. They were able to rip it away. I think it was Egan who actually ripped it out of her hands, and back the other way came Rochester, able to put up for 2, and then a quick turnover again brings Reed to the line.
But the dagger on this one is that Kylie Himes has fouled out with 2:33 left in the game.
Yeah, and that's huge for this team, a big part of that defense. And with Reed hitting that free throw, now all of a sudden it's a 3-point game, and she's still got 1 more to shoot from the free throw line.
45-42. Free throw is up. This was a 12-point game. It's now a 3-point game.
Now 2-point game, actually.
2-point game now. And another timeout is taken. We're going to try to catch our breath. Hope you can too. 45-43, 2:33 left. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
I want more than a healthcare job. I want to work where I feel valued.
I want a place that helps me grow my career.
A place where every day feels different.
A place with an inclusive environment.
That's why I work at Memorial Health.
Memorial Health.
It's more than a workplace.
It's the right place for me.
And now is the right time to apply.
Visit jobs.memorial.health today.
Memorial is an equal opportunity employer.
CNB's Wealth Management Group provides financial planning, trust, estate, and investment services for many families and individuals across central Illinois, and we can help you. Hi, I'm Vic Henson, and I assist families in building their family's financial legacy. Click our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and make an appointment with me, Vic Henson, or with our Business Development Officer, Mike Ozer. CNB Bank and Trust has been helping to open doors since 1854.
Trust Wealth Management Services, not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
So here we go in the last 2 minutes and 33 seconds, although I have a feeling we'll have another timeout before the end of the game. As here comes the Tornadoes. 10 points straight for the Rockets. Tar across midcourt in a 2-point game. Right-hand side from McCullough. And now gets fouled. Yeah, absolutely. And Rochester, for their credit, has been extra aggressive this half, and refs have, for the most part, let them play, but that time not too aggressive. as Elise Day will pick up her first foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul. Came in hard on that one.
My fouls are way off tonight. Kitzman off to the races. Left now stops her or starts dribbling in place. Left hand side for her. Tries to cut back over, gets to Tar. Tar's McCullough on the right and Kitzman on the left. Now coming up to help is Champley. Champley gets the ball. She'll try to feed it over back to Tar. Tar going on Geegan, right hand side for McCullough. McCullough being hassled. And here comes Tar. Tar tries to body up on the Rockets. Short shot, but right there's Champley. Puts it in and
travel instead. The shot did fall, but called with a travel before the shot, and that gives Rochester a chance to tie or take the lead, trailing by 2.
And Rochester has not had the lead since the first basket of the game. Reed up top. 1:32 left. Bounce passes in. Geegan, no good, but she gets fouled.
And Geegan, we've seen a couple of three-point plays for her already, drawing the foul. Now just a chance to tie it, which would still be huge for Rochester.
More importantly, that foul is on Tar, her 4th.
Himesness already fouled out of the game for anyone who missed it. And a big difference in this half. 9 fouls for Taylorville, just 3 for Rochester. Part of the reason Rochester's made this run.
Geegan's first free throw good. And Geegan has a chance to tie it up with 89 seconds left in the game.
Geegan 5 for 5. She can't miss.
That's what we're hoping for. Second free throw up, and she makes it.
I wasn't lying. She can't miss. 6 for 6.
There should be a delay on that one. Threw the ball away. Here comes Kitzman. Pressure still up. Fleming quickly to Tar. Tar off to the races. Left-hand side. Being held up by Elise Day over the right to McCullough. Thought about shooting. Changes her mind. Gets back to Tar. Minute 14. Through the hands of Fleming. Picked off by Dixon. Here comes Rochester. And there's 68 seconds left on the clock. Tie game. Taylorville has not been in too many of these last-second situations. We'll have to see how they're able to respond.
57 seconds. They need to put some pressure on Reed or she's going to kill the rest of this clock.
And everybody kind of sitting around. Again, 9 fouls for Taylorville, 3 for Rochester. 45, and 45 seconds left on the clock. Left-hand side for Taylor Offer. Offer has Reed and Geegan over on the left and right-hand side, respectively. High pass back over. Rochester holding to try to get this last shot. 30 seconds left. Tie game. I don't know if I like this. I'd much rather...
Again, yeah, Rochester is very willing to not give Taylorville another possession. Finally, Kitzman coming in hard.
And now over the quarters, Reed. Reed tries to drive forward. She third steps. Being guarded by Kitzman. 15 seconds left. 14 seconds left. Kitzman still guarding Reed over the right-hand side. Getting it back over to Day. Day up top. 9 seconds left. 8 seconds. 7, 6. High pass. Gets over and out of bounds. Out of bounds. Has Taylorville ball with 4.4 seconds left. Taylorville has the ball. It's tied up. And a timeout, and absolutely a timeout is taken. And so everyone's going to try to figure out what they want to do here.
A big mistake. Go ahead, yeah, cut you off there.
So, yeah, and I'm going to say exactly what Brandon is thinking. A big mistake over in the far corner where just a high pass, and they were trying to set up Geegan with a 3. But the pass was too high, and she wasn't able to corral it.
They got that ball with about 68 seconds, I think is what you said, when they started that possession. And with no shot clock, they were perfectly willing to kill the rest of the clock because worst case scenario, if you take the last shot, you go to overtime. If you miss, worst case scenario is you go to overtime. Best case is you hit the shot and you win. But now an errant pass going out of bounds, that gives Taylorville 4 seconds to try to drive down and put up the last shot for themselves, and it's the same situation. Worst case scenario, you go to overtime if you don't hit the shot. Best case, you can draw a foul, or you hit the shot, or you draw a foul, and you go to the line to win it.
So Taylorville will start over in the far corner on the far right side. They're going to have the whole court to go. They have to be able to get the ball down and have it done in 4 seconds. It is a tie game, 45-45. As Brandon said, you miss, you go into overtime. You make it, you're a hero. So here we go. Taylorville will try to break this out and see what they can do. Leah Champley will inbound the ball. Here comes Kitzman. Got to hurry up. High pass picked up by Tar. Tar got to go, and Tar will get fouled. Yeah, and they're going to try to do that to try to limit the amount of time that she has to shoot. So you have fouls to give, you might as well give them.
Yep, definitely. That's only their 4th foul of the half, so that'll be an inbound now from half court instead of from the baseline.
2.6 seconds left. Here comes Leah Champley to inbound the ball. She's being guarded by Geegan. Champley will get ready. Tries to get it in. She's got to hurry up. Rolls it into Kitzman. Turns. Shoots. Shot gets blocked. And we'll go into overtime. Why the foul called on that, did not get it. We'll go into overtime.
Got a hand on that ball, so it kicked off to the right side. Never close.
Yeah, and I was right there, right in front of it. That was all ball on that one. Good block, I would say, for Rochester. And so, we are no worse than what we were when we started. Two teams that are evenly matched. We'll now go into overtime. You'll listen to WTIM, your information station. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson with Advanced Title Group Incorporated in Taylorville. We are Christian County's only locally owned title company with over 100 years of title experience in our office. Whether you are selling, buying, building, or refinancing your home, farm, business, or land, choose Advanced Title Group. Visit us at advancedtitlegroup.com. Stop in on the northwest corner of the Taylorville Square or call 824-8007. Advanced Title Group, excellence with integrity and experience.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering Pete's in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Call me, Casey McClure, at McClure Hamburg Insurance for all your insurance needs. 824-2266.
Welcome to overtime here in Taylorville, Illinois at the Dolph. Tornadoes trying to pick up their 5th win and win this tournament. Rochester says, hey, we want to do that too. Teams are 4-0, trying to get their 5th win here tonight. But we'll jump, and we are ready to go. And Olivia McCullough gets it in for Kylie Heimsis, who has fouled out. Addison Tar has to be careful as well. She has 4. Fouls do not reset. We are still at 9-4 on fouls. Leah Champley getting over to Tar and her travel by Tornadoes. I don't know how you can travel when you don't have the ball, but whatever.
Rochester ended the 4th quarter on a 10-point run. That's how they were able to come back and draw even to kick this game into overtime.
Only 7 points for the Tornadoes in that 4th quarter. What did you have for Rochester?
That's what I have as well.
What did you have for Rochester? Total.
14.
And a shot put in as she pushed, Dixon pushed back Fleming and was able to get the bucket. 47-45. Here comes Kitzman. Kitzman left-hand side. Trying to dribble. She dribbles around Reed off to the race, left-hand side lane, and she's going to get fouled. And Reed, I think, is going to pick up a foul. And Reed kind of frustrated with that a little bit.
Actually make that 16 points for Rochester in that 4th quarter. Able to come back from down 9.
So here comes Kitzman's free throw. Short. So that foul was on Kaylin Reed, her second. And Kitzman will try to make it a 1-point game, and she does.
Kitzman now with 16 points on the day, takes over the team lead.
So here comes Reed. Taylorville 3 up front, 2 in back. High pass, picked up by Offer, being guarded by McCullough. Into Dixon, being guarded by Kitzman. Back door, able to save it. That leaves a wide open shot, too strong. Fleming with the rebound.
Nice effort from Geegan to save that one and create the 3 opportunity.
Day's three-pointer was too strong, and Taylor has a chance to take the lead. Now you get into a weird 46-47 situation. Tar tries to get it, breaks through 3 defenders, ball goes out of bounds, off a rocket. And they're going to say it went off Taylorville.
Yeah, it looked like it may have hit off of Reed before it went out.
I don't know, man. I thought it went off Reed.
Plays innocent and it works out as she gets.
I didn't do anything.
He gets the ball and able to bring it across the timeline.
So very important possession here for the Rockets, who are up by 1 with 2:27 left here. Left-hand side, trying to feed it over in the corner to Geegan. Up top to Reed, thought about shooting a 3, changed her mind, drives around Champlin, then kicks it back over the far side. High pass up top And around the horn, back over to Reed on 3. No good, short. Ball goes saved by Kitzman, feeding it down to Champley. Champley as Fleming stops the dribble, high pass over to McCullough. Thought about shooting a 3. McCullough can make 3s too, don't get it twisted. Gets it over to Kitzman, then back to McCullough. 1 point game. Kitzman 3. Aubrey Kitzman with a 3!
19 points for Kitzman, a dagger. Perfect ball.
49-47, under the basket. Keegan, too strong. Carr with a rebound. Here comes the Tornadoes. 49-47. Carr, right wing, up to the top, towards the top of the key. Stops the dribble, turns around, passes over to McCullough. McCullough fakes a head fake, then over the right-hand side or left-hand side, back to Kitzman. Top of the key. Kitzman turns, going on offer. And over to Fleming, back to Tar. 83 seconds left. Tar to McCullough. And is Taylorville just holding here? And Taylorville resets. Now Reed steals the ball away. Off to the races. And we are tied up again.
We saw Rochester try to hold and kill the clock almost a minute at the end of the fourth. It looked like Taylorville might try the same. And Reed able to steal it away and tie it up.
High pass to Leah Champley. Gets it over to wide open McCullough. Olivia McCullough. 3 from Olivia McCullough. Olivia McCullough with probably the biggest shot of her career so far. And what a great basket from her. And it's 52-49.
Those are her first points on the day.
Here comes Reed to Dixon. Blocked by Fleming. And Fleming will get a foul. Fine. Send her to the line with 40 seconds left. Fine. Thought it was all ball, but I'll take it. Macy Fleming will go to the line.
What a shot from McCullough. Her first points on the day. A huge 3 to give her team the lead. And with Dixon going to the line, the best she can do is draw her team within 1.
Free throw from Dixon is good. Dixon with 3 points this overtime possession. It's 52-50. Taylorville cannot turn the ball over when they get this ball back, regardless of how this shot goes. Free throw up, everybody racing in, and Dixon makes both of them. And so now here comes the Tornadoes. Timeout. Timeout taken. So let's take a look at this situation. 52-51, Tornadoes lead. 40 seconds left, and Taylorville has the ball. But again, you cannot afford a turnover to Reed or anybody like that this close to the end of the game.
Yeah, and with 40 seconds, again, no shot clock, so you can try to kill the rest of this clock. But we saw it on that last possession. Reed's going to be trying to come in, pickpocket, and go back the other way. We've seen it multiple times today. They're going to be aggressive. This is a good Rochester defense, good at stripping the ball. And if they're unable to, 40 seconds, that's time they can foul and then just try to get the ball back, send them to the line. Even if they hit them both, you still set up a 3 to tie.
So far, the hero of this game has been Olivia McCullough. She had a massive 3-point shot. She was wide open on that far right side and had nothing but netted. She was able to sink it from that right wing and put Taylorville up 52-49. 2 free throws have been answered back to make it 52-51. But now you're Taylorville and you have the ball with 40 seconds left.
And it all starts here on the inbound. You got to get a clean inbound. We've seen a few times Rochester taking advantage of weak passes.
Rochester been absolutely just blocking on defense, just menacing on defense. Gets it into Kitzman. 30 seconds left. Kitzman off to the races. Breaks across the line. She's got room. Left-hand side. Thought about going up for it. She didn't. Instead kicks out to McCullough. Riding it over to Tar. Tar. She gets grabbed and no foul called. Kitzman, and now finally a foul comes in on a push from Offer.
It looked like they were trying to foul initially.
Yeah, no call was made.
Yeah, reaching in, trying to foul, and they weren't giving it to her.
Yeah, it looked like, especially on that far right side, it looked like she wanted the foul called. And she ran in there and came down hard. 19 seconds left, 1-point game, 19. Here comes Kitzman, everybody moving. High pass gets to Leah Champley. 18 seconds left. Champley, gotta be careful. Right-hand side. Has trouble for it. Ball's loose. Picked up. Off to the races with 12 seconds left. Up with it, and no good. No good on it. Everybody diving for the ball, and foul comes in.
And a crazy play right there as they were able to strip it away. Rochester go back the other way. Missed the layup initially, but draw the foul on the loose ball. That's Kitzman who picks up her second foul, and it gives Rochester and Geegan, who's been 6 for 6 on free throws, a chance for the lead with
Miss automatic here. Gagan's first free throw, good. And we are tied up.
At 52, she's 7 for 7. Can't possibly make one more.
No way. Yeah, no way. Gagan's next free throw, good as well. It's a 1-point game. Rochester leads and a timeout taken.
Trying everything we can to jinx her.
I'm telling you.
It just won't
We've
fall.
been trying, man. Well, now Rochester has the lead, 53-52 with 8.5 seconds left. And if you're Taylorville, you have to hold on to the ball. Have a game plan, have it set up, and just be able to be good ball awareness here with 8.5 seconds left.
Yeah, and Rochester, this is definitely something, even if you lose this game, this is something to take away going through the season, is just playing with the lead late in the game. Rochester has exposed Taylorville here today, creating turnovers, creating takeaways. I mean, just putting the ball on the floor in that situation is something Taylorville will learn from, and I'm sure they'll work on that in practice, and you won't see a play like that again this season.
So here we go as Taylorville gets ready to go to try to come back and win this game. 8 ticks on the clock left. 53-52. Champley has the whole lane to be able to run. So here comes Leah. Leah has to get some help, finally gets it in, and a timeout taken by Taylorville. Tell the girls to move.
Yeah, having trouble finding a lane to get the ball back in, calling timeout just to keep possession.
Just kind of panicked a little bit on that one, and I get it. Coach Eldred just a little worried about that one.
Yeah, this is the first time Taylorville's been in this situation. They've had double-digit leads basically every time.
And again, I'd much rather have a situation like this now in Game 5 of the season than the last game as we get towards the very, very end. So being able to be in a situation like this right now, that's really where it comes down to, just being able to play the game that you want to and take this as a learning opportunity no matter what the outcome is up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and we said this is a statement game. They've already made a statement here today. They have proved that they can hang with a team as good as Rochester is. Taylorville is for real. We've seen that here tonight. I don't think there's any question about that. And the way they've battled here, even despite missing one of their top defensive players in Kylie Heimsness, they continue to battle in overtime and have themselves in a position to possibly win this game still. With 8 seconds left, that's plenty of time. They have a chance.
So here we go. Leah Champley, 10 fouls to 6. Next foul will put Taylorville in the bonus. Here we go. Now move, gets into Kitzman. Kitzman beats it to Tar. Tar off to the races on the right-hand side, being guarded by Reed. She's off. She tries to get a little bit of room. Tries to drive in, and the foul comes in. And the foul comes in, and Taylorville heads to the line. That's a one-on-one. That's a one-on-one. Tar heads to the line.
Tar with the biggest free throw of her season so far. Comes in with a big opportunity. It's Reed who picks up her third. That doesn't matter at this point.
If you are not watching this game, where are you? Missed shot! Missed shot! Keegan gets the ball, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it. Tar misses the free throw, and that's going to do it. Final score, Rochester 53, Taylorville 52.
And that's probably the name you want going to the line. Addison Tar, if you're Taylorville, if you have to choose someone, that's who you want, one of your top scorers. Unable to hit on the 1-and-1.
And Coach Podoris and Coach Eldred stayed and talked for a little while there. Coach Podoris telling Taylorville they got a good product on the field.
Yeah, and they definitely do, and that showed up here. These are two very good programs in Rochester and Taylorville. A heartbreaker for Taylorville, especially when you had the lead, and they know that this is one that got away for them.
So Rochester will win the Holiday People's Bank and Trust Tournament off a 53-52 overtime win here in Taylorville. And I'm going to say that every time for the rest of the night. A 53-52 overtime victory, and Taylorville will finish in second place. They will fall to 4-1 on the season. Rochester will improve to 5-0.
From Rochester, Kaylin Reed. From Rochester, Emma Dixon. From Taylorville, Addison Tar. From Hillsboro, Laney Rupert. From Mount Zion, Denver Anderson. From Taylorville, Kylie Heimsness. From Civic Memorial, Avery Combs. And from Taylorville, Aubrey Kitzman. Congratulations.
Boy, everybody put everything on the line here tonight, and really a lot to hang their heads on as they really played just well. And again, I don't necessarily think there's anything you need to hang your head on in this game, as sometimes even the best teams, sometimes the shot doesn't fall, and you know, even the best teams like University of Kentucky.
Lady Tornadoes. And with a record of 5 wins and no losses, your 2022 tournament champs, the Rockets of Rochester High School. Congratulations to both teams.
Going on a run, that's exactly what they did. A 13-point run in the fourth quarter, able to tie it up, bring it to overtime, and they come away with the win. A heartbreaking loss if you're Taylorville, knowing you had it, you were right there, but just unable to get the shots to fall. And of course for Tar as well, a chance at the end to play hero. It just didn't fall, and sometimes that happens. Even the best miss sometimes.
We're going to take a break and break down a lot of the action, and we'll be back in just a little bit. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Final score in overtime: Rochester Rockets 53, Taylorville Tornadoes 52. We'll be right back, Ryan.
We can keep you.
overtime victory, 53-52. Things looked mostly in control. Olivia McCullough hitting a big three, a couple of timely free throws, and a couple ill-advised fouls kind of were the difference maker there. Asentar had a chance and missed, just hit the front iron on that free throw. And obviously, when you look at the Taylorville Tornado lineup, that's who you want shooting the free throw. And 9 times out of 10, that's who I'm putting on the line. That's who I want on the line every time.
Yeah, and if you could choose it again, I'm sure Coach would still put Tar back out there, say she's not going to miss again. I mean, that's just one of those shots. Unfortunately, it didn't fall. And 9 times out of 10, like you said, that shot will fall, and it's a tie game and a chance for the win. It just didn't come through tonight. A heartbreaking loss for Taylorville, and we talked about it at halftime. Not collecting those boards is going to catch up to them. It caught up to them right here tonight, not collecting the boards. Rebounds were a problem all game long for Taylorville. And then just takeaways. It was an aggressive defense from Rochester. They were able to create turnovers. They were able to get the ball on the ground, strip it away, and come up with possessions. Giving yourself more possessions will create offense, and that's exactly what Rochester did as they went on that run at the end of the fourth quarter, and then in overtime as well, able to hold on to a 1-point win.
Well, when you give them that many chances to come back, at some point Rochester was just too good. We kept harping on it during the game because it was such a dangerous situation where even a 12-point lead, I wouldn't have been safe with a 12-point lead with a minute left in the game. Yeah. Not necessarily 5 minutes left in the game. So one of those things where Taylorville just has a lot that they can build on in this game and a lot of lessons that they can take moving on towards the rest of the season, and the game that, even though the score didn't quite reveal what they wanted to, when at the end of the season, will be looked at as a big learning opportunity for the Tornadoes. You have any point totals tonight?
I do. Leading the way on Taylorville's side, Aubrey Kitzman, 19 points, including a big three late in the fourth quarter as well to expand the lead for Taylorville temporarily. She led the way with those 19. Addison Tarr ended up with 15 points of her own. Maisie Fleming with 7. Kylie Heimsness had 5 before she fouled out of the game in the fourth quarter. And then Leah Champley with 3 and Olivia McCullough with the big 3 that you mentioned in overtime.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's such an awesome thing to see McCullough hit that big 3 off the bench and really, really put a dagger into Rochester. And you see everybody from Rochester kind of sink into their chairs at that moment, as that seemed to be it. But again, just it wasn't meant to be, as Rochester able to hang on and pull away with a big 53-52 overtime victory. And again, Kaylin Reed, she is as good as advertised. She put up some gaudy numbers, and really when push came to shove, she was a big part of Rochester's win tonight.
Yeah, ended up with 22 points, and that's amazing considering we were talking at half about how quiet she was. She only had 4 points at the half. Again, ended up scoring 18 in the second half and overtime, ending up with 22 and really leading the way for that team to come back and give Rochester the win in the People's Bank and Trust Holiday Tournament.
And while Emma Dixon did not put up too many numbers, she did do a fairly decent job as far as being able to really, really hit some big numbers. And I know Taylorville had really circled this game as being an important game for them, but at the end of the day, it's a lot that you can take home from this tough loss.
Yeah, and even Dixon ended up with 10 points when all was said and done after overtime. But the other big name that we didn't know about, didn't talk about really beforehand, was Ellie Geegan, who her shots from the line were the difference in this game, able to give Rochester the lead, a perfect 8 for 8 from the charity stripe, perfect on free throws, and just she scored the first points of the game, she scored the last points of the game as well for Rochester, and just in the game total, so able to get it done. And Ellie Geegan with 14 points of her own for Rochester.
Yeah, let's talk to Coach Hayden Eldred a little bit here about this tough loss. And we had said, Coach, before the game that we needed to see 4 full quarters from Taylorville. And for the most part, you guys really, it was one of the better games that I've seen you guys perform. And I know the result wasn't what you wanted, but how proud are you of the effort that the Taylorville girls put up tonight?
Super proud. These girls came out, worked their butts off. On the defensive end, we did an excellent job of doing what we wanted to do, try and take away that high post on them. That Dixon does such a good job of facilitating from there. So I thought we were doing what we wanted. We just let them get a little, saw a run there with some fast break points and some turnovers, but we'll bounce back.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Is obviously, it registers as a loss in the overall column, but there's a lot of wins you can take away from tonight's game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We had a lot of big moments, a lot of big shots down there at the stretch from some girls, and definitely was good to see those. We're gonna be getting a player back here soon. That is a big spark for us. Can do a lot of things that other people can't do. So when she comes back, that'll help. But collectively, the girls played well. Kylie fouling out there at the end kind of hurt us a little bit, but I thought the other girls stepped up and did a good job bringing up the ball.
And speaking of other players stepping up, Olivia McCullough, a big 3 from her at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, she hit some big time shots for us so far this season. She's going to continue to do that. She's shooting with confidence right now, so she's got the experience. She knows when that shot needs to be made, and she's been knocking them down.
I joked with Brandon before it happened. I was like, if anybody can hit a decent game time 3, it's Olivia McCullough.
Yeah.
She absolutely nailed it.
She did. And
really
Aubrey
cool
had one right before that from deep. We'll be fine. Sometimes losing a game like that is better for you in the long run, especially this early in the season. Telling the girls it's obviously we want to win that, but we got a long road ahead, and we're gonna improve so much, and that's definitely gonna be helpful for us here.
Well, and I joked you'd much rather have an overtime game now than in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's good
like that.
Anytime you can get that experience is great. It was good for us.
All right, Coach. Tournament's over. Now you can get back into regular play.
Yeah, now I get to ride the bus.
Yeah, conference play and things like that. How excited are you to get ready into the actual meat of the season?
Oh yeah, it's fun. These tournaments here, little sprints. You get 3 games in 2 days, and then you get 2 games back to back, and now it's going to kind of start to stretch out here. So we're looking forward to it. We got some conference games coming up this week, and then a couple of hard weeks, and then going into Christmas break, and we'll get to see Rochester again at the Hoosier Gym. So we're looking forward to that one already. So
that's gonna be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, thanks so much. Congratulations on your second place finish. I know it's not what you overall wanted, but I'm pretty sure you'll be all right with second place in the tournament.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach. Coach Hayden Eldridge talking to us a little bit about the tournament that he had and the 4-1 record that the Tornadoes have, and overall, it's one of those things where there's a lot of positives you can take away from this game.
Yeah, there definitely are, and Coach mentioned a few of them already. And just there's a chance you get another shot at Rochester later on in the season.
Not only that, in Indianapolis or in Indiana over at Hoosier Gym, which we are so excited. We'll be able to call that game, and we're pretty pumped for that.
Yeah, that'll be an amazing time, an amazing game, and an amazing atmosphere, and a great battle between these two teams. I mean, what better way to close out this tournament than an overtime game, a 1-point game? Obviously, the result not ideal for Taylorville dropping this one, but still a great game overall, and as you said, plenty of things to take away from this one. They were able to get out to an early lead. They showed that they can match up well against this team. Now all they have to do is show that they can close it out in a close game and find a way to keep that possession and get more success from the rebound game as well. That was the big key, in my opinion, in this game. That's what allowed Rochester to come back, was not getting those rebounds.
All right, that's going to do it for us from here. Again, we got our Brandon Bible Country Financial Player of the Game. Brandon, who you got? I'm putting you on the spot. Who you got?
I'm going to give it to Aubrey Kitzman. Led the way with 19 points, had a few big threes, hit 4 of them today in today's game. Again, 19 points, and Kitzman really helped put this team on her back, especially after Heisman went out. Kitzman was kind of leading the way here for Taylorville and really put them in a good position to bring it to overtime and get out to the lead before overtime, and then hit a couple shots in overtime as well.
All right, that's going to do it for us from here. I want to thank everyone for listening to our broadcast tonight. Big shout out to the Tommy Keebate crew for all the hard work that they do. You guys are fantastic. I can't stress it enough how amazed I am at the hard work that you guys do game in and game out. It really is appreciated. If nobody else says it, we greatly appreciate you, so thank you guys for that. On behalf of Brandon Janoska, my name is Zero Kamola. This has been your Taylorville Tornado Lady Tornadoes basketball game. Tornadoes fall in a heartbreaker. They finish second place overall in the tournament, dropped to 4-1. They will head out on the road. They got some conference games coming up here, and it's going to do it for us from here. On behalf of Brandon Janoska, my name is Eric Klamola. You guys have a great rest of your evening and have a fantastic weekend.
You're watching Tommy TV.